going on there, guys? We back with another one, and we got Skip and Shannon's colleagues reacting to the abrupt ending of Undisputed. It was announced today that Shannon Sharpe has reached a buyout and that the show will end after, well, not the show itself, but Shannon and Skip, as we know it, will end right after the NBA Finals. We have well-respected journalists Rob Parker and Chris Broussard, who, they started out with Skip on Cold Pizza even before Stephen A. Smith came about. Both of these guys have worked with Skip, Shannon, and Stephen A. Smith, you know what I'm saying, throughout their career. And now they have their own show, The Odd Couple. And they spoke on this on the latest episode of their show, and this is what they had to say.
I'm going to be honest, I'm stunned by this news of Shannon Sharpe leaving Undisputed. I think it's a big loss for FS1. I thought they had, at least gotten to a point where Skip and Shannon could coexist. They were still doing the show great. And, but apparently they are not going to go on.
I remember the moment because I saw it.
Yeah.
And the moment that Skip said to Shannon that he was jealous of Tom Brady, he was criticizing Tom Brady's play, and Skip basically said that the criticism wasn't valid, and the only reason you're criticizing Tom Brady is because you're jealous of him. I at that moment, Chris, I said that those two just got separated. Like I did. At that moment, you remember, you know what I'm talking about. Am I right? That was a moment.
I totally. And during that show, if you remember, Shannon took off his glasses.
Yep, and Skip said, "Don't take your glasses off,
or put your glasses.
Put your glasses back on." That's what he said.
And a lot of people didn't like that, and Shannon put them on. I don't think he should have. I would have just kept them bad boys off for the rest of the show. Shannon was terrific. There's no ifs, ands, or you could almost forget. He's big, so it's hard to forget he was a great athlete, right? But he was so good that wasn't like his takes were getting respect for the takes themselves.
He had morphed into just a broadcaster.
Right.
Like that.
Right.
That's what he had morphed into, not just some football guy. But you got to be real careful with crossing lines because you don't want to hurt your partner to the point where you hurt the show.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Right. And we've gone at it, and our regular listeners know it. I don't think we've disrespected each other.
Right.
I thought they had gotten past it. Because you didn't see any, Shannon was laughing and smiling and jovial like he always has been. But, I guess it was just too much. It'll be interesting to see where he goes. And
he'll have plenty of suitors because he's made a brand for himself, and there'll be a show for him.
So as you can see, people in the workplace were dumbfounded by this. Like Rob Parker and Chris Broussard, they thought that they was in a good place. They thought that Skip and Shannon would be going on for a few more years, especially with them signing those contracts not long ago. So that just had me wondering if, and you know how tight Rob Parker and Skip Bayless is, did Skip even know what was going on, behind the scenes? Because him and Shannon had a good relationship, and Skip so prideful sometimes that, he lets his personal feelings spill out into debates. So I wonder just how much Skip knew. Like, did he know it was about to happen this soon? Or did he feel like Shannon was going to leave in a year or two? That's what I'm starting to think. Because Shannon made it, his cryptic tweets he had after all this happened, it was like, he didn't want to show too much of his hand with Skip because he felt like Skip had betrayed him. And you hear Rob Parker and Chris Broussard saying that Shannon's going to have all the opportunities. He's going to have shows that like beating down his door if he wants to go that route again. He has Club Shay Shay, which is still with FS1. So, after he does the podcast, I mean, well, if you think about it though, he's got the podcast and he's gonna have a lot of free time. It's gonna be who has the most money at this point. I don't know if he wants to do all that working they do over there at ESPN. ESPN, they get somebody and you see them all the time on every show. I don't think Shannon wants to give that much to it. I could see Shannon doing the commentary for Fox football games or something sometimes, though. I could see him trying to get into something like that. That'd be something I think he'd really enjoy, and I think getting back around the game again would be a blessing for him. This thing has ran its course, and he's thankful for what Skip had done for him. But like I showed in that video where Shannon was liking tweets that I just released with this one, he hinted at Skip's jealousy getting the best of him. He projected Shannon having jealousy on Tom Brady, but no, it was how Skip felt about Shannon and how he's going. You could look at the numbers from the Skip Bayless show and the Shannon Sharpe, Club Shay Shay show. And Shannon didn't burn all those bridges. He has all these relationships, and it's not just sports. He's not confined to one avenue, and there's nothing wrong with Skip being in his niche, but Shannon, he's got to remember, Shannon has partied and been around all these people. He's a Super Bowl champion, and Terrell Davis, John Elway. I mean, he would see some of these like Candy Burris, and then he probably seen these people at parties in different places. He's getting actors, he's getting comedians, he's getting musicians, he's getting other athletes. He's able to squash his beefs with people. Like DK Metcalf came on there. He's getting people on his platform, chopping it up with him in a way that I feel like Skip resents. And it's just kind of the way Skip's career is gone. He ostracized himself with Troy Aikman a long time ago. A lot of people just don't like Skip and his style of journalism. People remember what you write, so you always want to do stuff with integrity, even if it ain't you being a shock jock. You want to keep your integrity because people will remember stuff like that. You got some people that they'll ignore everything good you write, and then they'll lash out when you write one negative thing. But someone like Skip, they lean in when they personally don't like somebody. And if they personally like somebody, like how he felt about Tim Tebow, they'll find every excuse why you're great at something. So, yeah, man, Chris Broussard, Rob Parker, these guys, they were caught off guard by this, and it's going to be a crazy, crazy day tomorrow. Everybody's going to be looking at Undisputed after this thing has leaked. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace.